Namorita just dropped, and she might deserve more stars than I gave her credit for, even if she isn't the star of her decks. Namorita is a 3/5 that reads, when you draw a card, give it -1 cost if this is your only card here. Namorita Day, everybody, so the card has finally dropped. I think I saw some people excited about this one. Back in my review, I gave her 3 stars. And at the end of the video, I guess I will tell you when I have finally settled on her after the gameplay highlights. But as for now, I'll talk you through the card briefly. It was a bit of an interesting one. I don't know. Like, I think I always felt her settling into this kind of role where if you don't draw her early, she's not that great, but then there's also a lot of things that counter her that make her slightly awkward. Which is why I've seen a lot of people putting her into, like, Sarah decks. Or one deck that I was interested to try her in was the Daredevil style list, where if you've got her down after playing Daredevil, then you can King E-Tree and get one of your demons for free, basically. It's pretty cool. That was the route I was tempted to go down, but instead I went for a bit more of a combo-oriented approach. So this is the deck, and don't get jump scared, there is a card in here which did scare me away from the game for a month and probably tormented people for many, many months on end, being Star-Lord. But I think Star-Lord is in a position now where nobody is really scared to see him played against them. I guess a mild bit of PTSD, but he works pretty well in this style list. So for me to just go through it briefly and explain it, back when Lady Bullseye released, I did something similar. This deck is leaning into that idea. So you kind of want to have spare energy for Star-Lord, right? Star-Lord isn't necessarily the game plan, but he helps the gameplay quite a bit. So early game, you want to kind of not really be playing too much. Sunspot is probably better played turn 2, where you can have the energy turn 1 and turn 2 for Star-Lord. You're not really playing Grandmaster or Lady Bullseye turn 2. Magus is probably the exception. Now you might be looking at Magus and thinking, a bit weird to have this card in here. It did get buffed recently, and I have actually had some success with it. Now I will say, it has 3 uses in this deck. First one is Sunspot. If you just have a single energy floating at the end of the turn, if you just proc Magus, it will get Sunspot's ability, which is a pretty solid all-round ability, really, in a deck where you're trying to leave a few bits of energy here and there. The second one is Namorita, of course. Having Magus at a location in turn 3, so you don't get your magic or Namorita, you don't really have anything to do, well, Magus can use all that energy and get you a Namorita, which is pretty solid as well, especially if you draw into Namorita right after that. And the third option, which is the one that I would suggest doing the most, is Wong. So we only have one 4-drop in the deck. I suppose with Namorita, you also risk Magus proccing magic, which isn't great because he doesn't actually use the on-reveal. But Wong is perfect. Turn 4, if you don't have anything, Magus it and you get a Wong. If you get another Wong, it's probably not worth stacking them. I don't think it's ever really worth spending your turn 2, like 4 and 5 playing Wongs unless you have like a magic down, but I'll leave that up to you. But that's the general idea. So I've skipped to like turn 4 because there's not really much you do in the early game apart from setting up a Magus or playing a Wong, Namorita, Magic, or Sunspot. That is all set up. Turn 5 are your like big plays. We have Black Panther in here, we have Namorita, getting them mixed up already. We have Namora, and we have Star-Lord. So the idea here is, if you have a couple of cards on locations on their own, specifically Namorita here, Namora is going to be perfect. You kind of want to have Wong by turn 4. If you don't, you're slightly behind. Not necessarily going to lose, but you are behind. Black Panther, if you've got the Onum Zola in hand, Black Panther is perfect. You could also then set up for Lady Bullseye, which is where Star-Lord comes in. Star-Lord on the last turn giving you a whole bunch of energy is perfect for Lady Bullseye, but it's also perfect for just getting a surprise Black Panther and Arnim Zola play in. Now, before I fully explain the last 2 cards, you're probably asking, why is Namorita in a deck like this? Well, first off, it's because you don't tend to play many cards early game, right? So you've got those slots free. You tend to have a location with no cards needing to be played into it, one location where Wong goes, and you already have Namora. This deck, I used to have things like Frankie Ray Nova and Lasher, and yeah, those can work, but you have to really just play a very specific combo. This is slightly more flexible than that. And she's in here because of what I just mentioned with Star-Lord, for example, where you can play Arnim Zola and Black Panther on the last turn. If you have enough energy, Namorita makes something like that much more possible. If Black Panther and Autumn Zola are discounted, they go down to 9 energy cost between both of them, which feels a lot more doable with something like Star-Lord and Magic, for example. She isn't in here to win the game by any means, but she does help quite a bit, more than you might realize, especially when you have Star-Lord and you're wanting to get those cards out earlier and still have an energy floating. Sunspot then is perfect with it. And even on the last turn, if you have like a discounted Lady Bullseye and discounted Odin, that's 2 more procs off of Lady Bullseye for each time her on reveal goes off, which is great, honestly. So I do think she deserves her spot in this. There aren't really too many things I would suggest replacing. Maybe like a Lunar Snow. Lunar Snow can give you the extra energy every turn. There's also a possibility, but then you might start looking into like, is Namora really worth it? Because you've got a Lunar Snow that's already 2 bodies on one location, you know? So maybe it needs a little adjusting if you go down that route, for example. Well, I mean, it brings me to Autumn Zola, which is kind of self-explanatory. It's always the Black Panther Wong kind of combo, right? It can very easily be shut down by Shang-Chi or Cosmo or Shadow King, so definitely be on the lookout for those. And then we have Odin. Odin, I would primarily use Odin on Lady Bullseye. Now, the other thing is you could do the whole, like if you have a turn 7 or if Namorita has discounted things, you do Wong, Black Panther, or even just Black Panther on its own. I think it's probably better if you have Wong. Let's just say you play Wong, then Black Panther. Then on that location on turn 6, you play Autumn Zola, proc them off to the other 2 locations, playing Odin on Autumn, to then move the Odin to the other 2 locations to proc it again. Is a classic play, but definitely a high roll. This deck is really fun. If you're just looking for something a bit combo oriented that isn't really dominating the meta or anything, it did a 61% win rate across, I don't really remember how many games. I'd have to hazard a guess at like 14 maybe, but somewhere around there. It did pretty decent, I would say. There are a couple of times it caught me off guard, like when the opponent played a Luke Cage, or when the opponent took my, I think I hit Namorita off of Magus, and I was so happy because I drew Namorita, right? And then they used Winds of Batum, knocked my Magus into the location that I just played Namorita, and I just left. I'll tell you that one to save you the time of including that in the video, because it was very short-lived. But there are a couple of times where I just got unlucky. But that happens, right? That happens in Snap, and that's probably where some of the losses come from anyway. So definitely keep an eye out and have fun with this deck, above all else. I hope you guys do find the deck fun, and let me know if you have much success with it in the comments. I have been cooking some interesting decks recently that have been doing pretty high win rate-wise, but if you're looking for something slightly more fun, I would say this is definitely in your wheelhouse. So now for the gameplay, and just after I'll do my review. If you guys do enjoy the videos, as always, subscribing means a tremendous amount. I have just seen how well my July review has been doing, and that is insane, blows my mind. I thought I'd just put it up before I did my Namorita review, but yeah, that video has drastically surprised me, and I thank you guys so much again for all of the support. And without any further ado, I won't keep you waiting any longer. Let's get to the gameplay. Namorita? Oh, we have a Namorita off, it seems. I'm a little bit worried about that deck, though. Never mind. They just have my deck, okay. I think that makes it worse. And Techno-Organic Virus. Hey, what a set of locations, huh? I'm doing that purely just for Namora this turn. We could Wong into Star-Lord. Yeah, it's a little bit scary just in case Wong doesn't survive this, but if he doesn't, I guess it's an easy retreat. Wow, they really do not care about the Wong ability, huh? Okay, we are good. I suppose we just Star-Lord. Star-Lord is giving us how much? Turn 1 we skipped, turn 2 we skipped, this skipped as well. So we could Black Panther Arnim Zola. That is, if it survives. Fingers crossed. I realized that logic was based off the back of, whoa. Yeah, it was based off the back of Star-Lord dying. But Lady Bullseye, don't mind if I do. 14 procs though. I don't think we're going to need to hit 14 cards. 10 cards? Could be likely. And they currently have 6. Ooh, Sunspot kind of counters a little bit. It is a 0-9. But Namora is giving 10. Unless we put Sunspot here and then Black Panther? Maybe that feels slightly better? I really want to snap. Screw it. When I say I really want to, I should just listen to my gut, you know. Let's see what they're doing. Doubling up the techno-organic viruses, okay. That's probably the best thing they could have done. That means we really need to hope Black Panther survives.
Wakanda forever!
Nice. It's not much dangerous about that room.
Victory!
I'm glad that there isn't. Wow, very nice game. Okay, we're starting off relatively slow here. It's an interesting Nico. I don't think I've seen that one before. Still nothing to play. Magic. Probably going left. We'll see. The fact that they've used their Nico already is a good sign for us. Okay. Is this dual memory? Probably worth getting rid of. Strange Academy. Okay, it's just destroy then. Do Wong. The thing is, if I do Wong, Black Panther, Odin, not Odin, Arnim, it could work, but
I definitely need to change my underwear.
But it's a risk because obviously if they have null. Namorita. See, she could work if we do that and Sunspot. Probably just Sunspot here. Do Sunspot here? I mean, next turn we Star-Lord probably. Let me just Sunspot here just to be safe.
What a game!
Okay, we need Bullseye. Oh, Lady Bullseye. It's counted by 1. That's still pretty nice. Hopefully we can do something with this. Otherwise, we could fall flat if we don't draw Lady Bullseye. The other option is Arnim, but Arnim's not really doing much. I don't know how much energy we're giving here. Oh, Sunspot, of course, as well, getting destroyed.
What a game!
Let's see. Okay, we just have Magus, which is not really what you want to see. This is kind of all we can do, really. So Namorita's going to go off twice, give them both 10, then Odin's going to give them 20. It's still pretty strong. It's not really game breaking, but let's see. The real question is, do I beat power on the right, which I do, actually.
Are ye worthy?
Okay. Not quite the way I expected to win, but I'll take it regardless.
Are ye worthy?
This game is really selective with the things that it fast forwards. Nice.
Victory.
Pretty good start with Sunspot, but I think I'll wait until turn 2, just for the Star-Lord procs. Yeah, free limbo. Zombie Galacti. Okay. Do we foresee ourselves going above this deck? The thighs on that card. I was just looking. Anyway, before we get distracted. Yeah, we're not playing Grandmaster. Even for the card draw. I think it's fine. Wong. Honestly, I think I'm happy to do Wong, Black Panther, Arnim Zola, Odin. Okay, I'm tempted to snap. Hold on. Oh, never mind. Not the best spot to play it in.
Wakanda forever.
I was going to say, do these decks run Heck? I don't think so. We should be fine. This is going to clear the Ice Cube. Then next time we just Odin.
Cut off one head, 2 more shall take its place. All hail Hydra!
Unless they pull something really surprising that I wasn't
Wakanda
expecting.
forever. Wakanda forever.
The thing is, playing Odin here is such overkill. It really is. So do I just... I'm gonna Grandmaster it as well. It's snapping. And what, do you have Shadow King or something? That's the thing, if they have Shadow King... Ah, shoot. If they have Shadow King, there's nothing I can do. Can't really win this location, can I? Namora, Magus, yeah, nothing works. So I think we just have to do Grandmaster Odin. Sure.
Cut off one head, 2 more shall take its place. Hail Hydra!
Yeah, not quite what I was hoping for.
Are ye worthy? Are ye worthy?
It's like an infinite loop.
Forever.
Cut off one head, 2 more shall take
Yeah.
its place.
Insanely high power, but I have a feeling it's about to not matter. Why was I so worried about a Shadow King anyway? Interesting. I don't really know why they snapped. They only got it to 20. Yeah, I mean, that was a gamble when I already have more power there, but interesting. Anyway, moving on. I think we already have our magic target. And nowhere is our Namorita target. That is if we draw her. I was just thinking, if we do draw her, is it probably always just worth playing her over magic? I think the answer to that question is probably yes. They're playing an interesting deck. Sunspot? Not quite. Do magic, give ourselves an extra turn. They could be running location disruption. Miss Marvel, okay. We could mess with actually no, I'm not even running Luna in this deck, so ignore me. I was running a deck before that I was running Luna in. Namora, Sunspot. I mean, probably makes the most sense. Do I just snap? Because I can then Odin next turn. Or I could Lady Bullseye Odin, you know, something like that. Yeah, I'll snap. Could also get Wong, you know. But if I get Wong, I'm almost tempted to just play Lady Bullseye on the last turn. Lots and lots of discounts. Could do Lady Bullseye here, Sunspot gets some buffs, and then Odin on the last turn. Probably not the worst play. It doesn't feel like it's game winning by any means, but we're here to have fun after all. If they remove Limbo, we could be in trouble. Don't really have much backup for that. It's Cerebro, isn't it? I don't know how I didn't realize this beforehand. Which means they probably have... Oh, yeah, that probably means that they have Luke Cage, right? That's a problem. Okay, fine. We're playing it out.
Doom rules all.
If they snap, we retreat, but otherwise we stay. It's definitely Cerebro. And they definitely run Luke Cage, so I don't know who I'm joking, because they'll do the Mysterio switch and that. Don't really have any way to disrupt that either. Who snapped? Was it me? I feel like it was me. Yeah. Could also bank on them not having Luke Cage. I think I always just trust my luck too much in these situations. Because that is never a game you stay in. Oh well. Yeah, imagine having Triton in this, you know. The risky deck to be running when Triton's just released for its, like, probably 0.5% play rate or something like that. Which reminds me, I still need to make a deck on that card. We'll see when I get around to it. I don't really know where you'd use it, but C5 is actually looking pretty fun. Oh, our hand's looking a little bit questionable. No cards revealed this turn. Things are not looking good. I'd really do with a Wong. Magus is not Wong. Okay.
Wind
Put Black Panther for 20 in the other two locations. It's a last-ditch attempt, but it is something.
Wakanda forever!
Do you know what? It's fine, because even if they, like, Cosmic Ghost Rider here, I'll still add 10 power to the other two locations.
Doom rules all.
So dumb.
Cut off one head, 2 more shall take its place.
Wakanda forever!
Well, there we go. That's easy enough win.
Victory!
Anyway, on to the next one. Never mind, never mind. There goes one of my win conditions. Okay, could I draw Namorita? Thank you. Now that's what I'm talking about. How lovely.
Opponent snapped. Escaped.
Okay, similar situation. We'll just play Sunspot second so we can get some Star-Lord procs. Grandmaster is kind of weakened by the existence of this location, unfortunately. Krakoa. Magus might just be the best bet. Turn 4 it's Wong, then I probably want to play on Wong's location. Also if Los Diablos gets rid of it, you know.
I want the throne.
Killmonger. It does say without using its on reveal. Because the thing is, I could take Lady Bullseye's ability, for example. Oh, never mind. They are going first. Second, sorry. Which messed with my ability to do things. But Nimrod... We destroy this Nimrod. If they genuinely think they can win by... like Venom and stuff? I mean, I hope they play Venom on the right, because if they play Carnage, I actually still lose. Which would be funny.
Are ye worthy?
But we're dispersing the negative Nimrods.
I want the throne.
Okay. Nice stuff, okay. That's too funny.
Victory.
You ever seen a Nimrod's power get inverted? Oh dear. 2 Magus. That is actually kinda interesting. Because I could play them both here, then Next turn, skip it. Make them both Wong. Let's do it. Could make this one Sunspot if I really wanted to. But I think making them both Wong, then Lady Bullseye Odin would go insane. But what are the chances of that? That's actually fine. What are the chances of that, he says? What are the chances of that? Pretty good. Another Adam Warlock, okay. And then we get the Wong. So this will go 4 times. Well, I mean, for the energy, it will proc 4 times, but it will go off 12 times, which is very nice.
Oh, snap.
I feel like that's worth snapping. Let's see. They could have Cosmo, but doesn't look like they do. Okay, what are we dealing with here? Classic Galactus gamer. Definitely Galactus, isn't it? What are we going to do about Galactus? This will send all 3 to both locations, either side. I think that is my best chance.
Cut off one head.
Okay,
two
that's
more
good.
shall take its place.
Please hit this Magus.
All hail Hydra.
Not quite. Okay, so now we're relying on hits on Symbiote Spider-Man. I only get 1, actually.
Cut off one head.
Okay,
two more
we
shall
are...
take its place.
We are not safe, unfortunately. It was close. But not close enough. That's unfortunate. We hit both Magus. Well, I guess it was all down on hitting this symbiote 3 times? Yeah, 3 times. That would have been an insane save though. I have had to open my window because it is too warm in the UK right now, it's insane. I usually keep it closed just in case of car noises and things outside, but had to make an exception this time. London Embassy doesn't really do anything for me in an exponential sense, which makes it slightly worrying because the opponent has played Majestic Wingbeat. Ah, okay. Looks like they've just unlocked that as well. Namorita, we'll put her middle because probably going to want to fight for Baxter, unless it's like some Black Panther thing where I Arnhem Zola at either side. Maybe it is better. I don't need to be winning it necessarily. And that's precisely why I was hesitant. I'm doing it here so that I can Grandmaster it next turn.
Wakanda forever!
Well, we looked out there. First of all, because I'd forgotten that this was about to go off. Is Magus worth playing? No, it was only worth playing if I could guarantee to have 4 free energy, so it could turn into Wong. But I am not. Yeah, I guess I just leave it as it is. This is fine.
Wakanda forever!
Probably just going to destroy Namorita. Or those two, even better. And then we ornament for 40. Pretty happy. I thought Fallen One was Stardust for a second. I almost shit myself. Yeah, they didn't see what I was doing coming.
Wakanda forever!
More than fine.
Victory!
It's always tough to snap in these attacks because if you snap with Arnhem, they're obviously going to know what's coming. I'm sorry. It really just put me up against number 2? Sizer. Okay. Now this is a little bit worrying.
Opponent snapped!
Why are you snapping already? I am concerned. Craven. Okay. So I was tempted to get rid of Krakoa, but I might just get rid of Grey Web. I think it poses too big of a risk. Oh, I drew Wong. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but at the same time... yeah, we're fine.
Oh, snap!
Maybe Star-Lord? Probably not, just Black Panther. Yeah, he's moving Cosmo over. That's
Wakanda forever!
apparent. In which case... I think we leave everything where it is. Star-Lord. Star-Lord... Magus. Ooh, okay. Well, we can Lady Bullseye Odin. Or is it better for me to just... Odin? Magus goes off 4 times. No. Go to this way, goes off 2, goes off 2, goes off 2. It's not clean. Not guaranteed. I mean, if Human Torch is the last card they move, if they spark it, it moves back.
Are ye worthy?
Kinda wanted it to hit Human Torch. Nice. I will take that.
Victory!
Whew. against the top 2 player. You can't actually see it because of my overlay, but there we go. I turn my overlay off. Sizer made it to number 1. Crazy. Much respect and a good game. That was pretty fun. So Namorita, what do we think? This card, I gave it a 3-star. Now, everyone was hyping this up so much, and I don't know if that's off the back of Submariner and the Jubilee Silver Surfer underperforming. I still think Jubilee Silver Surfer is actually kind of good. But don't know whether it's off the back of that or the fact that this card seemed like it would have some uphill potential. Now, I'm not necessarily playing the best deck for it. I do think those like Surfer lists or Daredevil Shadowlands lists are probably going to be more consistent, which I guess maybe then I give this like a 3.5. It is slightly higher than what I had expected it to be, but I don't see it like going insane anytime soon. It's still a 3.5 if you get it on like turn 5 or turn 6, but if you get it on those turns, you're unlikely to get its effect off, right? Which is part of the problem, which I guess is the problem with all activate cards, and people still manage to make them work. So maybe I'm overthinking it, but you also don't know what cards you're going to draw. Anyway, not as high on this card as I was on Jubilee, probably as high as I landed on Submariner. Submariner kind of fell below expectations a little bit, even though I did still have some pretty good luck with the deck that I made for him. But yeah, I think this card is decent. Not exactly a must grab. Next season leans more towards the... what on earth is going on with her hand? Just noticed her hand at the back. It's like all crooked fingers. Anyway. Next season is a move season, and there is some afflict help and some bounce help, so definitely think about those. I made a video on those, as I said yesterday. So check those out if you want a better idea about where to spend your tokens, because I think Namorita is probably a miss. Unless some deck comes out or the other creators end up saying that she's great, because apparently recently I've been having a very contradictory track record with my statements, even though I still fully stand by Jubilee being good and Submariner being better than people think. We'll see. We'll see. Apparently my opinion tends to be very opposite of what they're saying. There is a word for that, but my brain function is slowing. So, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you all next time.